Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today an interesting puzzle. There's a knight's move, so something good for me to forget, and some arrows, and a couple of strange little dots. We'll look at that in a moment. Don't forget to join us on Patreon always for the start of a month, and then until the 20th we run a competition with a Sudoku hunt, and you can enter it and win a potential prize and get your name normally read out if you solve all the puzzles. So check it out, join us on Patreon. There's always loads of content on Patreon anyway, and it's good fun. It's just good fun being part of a great club. You can also join the Discord server, entirely free, and there's very welcoming people there. Our apps are also very welcoming. They will not only give you 100 puzzles a go of some of the most brilliantly hand-designed Sudoku in the world, but there's also hints in case you get stuck. So they're teaching aids as well. The gas apps, the genuinely approachable Sudoku ones, have they have 60 puzzles each, I think. So those are all things that are available everywhere. I think we're getting ready for the last update on the Domino Sudoku around now. Anyway, loads going on as always on the channel. Check out the links under the video. The first link is to this puzzle, and I think it's a debut, but the name Dr. Sudoku has surprised me, because I think that is a name that the famous Thomas Snyder has given himself, at least from time to time. So I'm a little surprised that we got an email from somebody else who's also, or who is calling themselves Dr. Sudoku. So they might want to be aware that Thomas Snyder might have claims on the name already. I don't know, but I think this Dr. Sudoku that we're solving today has appeared on Logic Masters Germany under that name. So I don't know if anybody's mentioned it to him before, that Thomas Snyder, after whom our corner mark notation is named, is also Dr. Sudoku. Anyway, enough about that. What are the rules of this puzzle? Normal Sudoku rules apply, so we'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Then, digits along an arrow must sum to the number in the attached circle, so those 3 will add up to 9. Cells joined by black dots. Well, these are the grey dots here, so cells joined by these dots must be in the ratio given, which is either 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. So those are in a 2 to 1 ratio, and those are in a 3 to 1 ratio. And there is this knight's move restriction. So cells that are a knight's move apart cannot contain the same digit. So 2 2s there would break the puzzle and make it wrong. So those are the rules. Give it a try on the link under the video. I've no idea how difficult this one is, but I am going to start now. Let's get cracking. And I know where to start. I know to start with the 6, because the 6 is made up, the 6 on the arrow side is made up of 3 different digits. They have to be 1, 2, 3. Now what does that mean in this cell? That is, it can't be a third of any of those, because if that was a 3, it could be a third and be a whole number, but it would be a 1, which would be in one of those 2 cells. So this must be 3 times this gives this, and it can't be 3 times 1, because that would give a 3, which will be in one of these cells. So this is 6 or 9, and that is 2 or 3 commensurately. Doesn't tell us how to do the 9. Right, the 7... Yeah, it's interesting, this symmetrical disposition of 6, 7, 8, 9 in each of circles that are all made up by 3 cells on an arrow. 7 has to be 1, 2, 4. It's the only way you can do it. 8, well, not so sure here. It has to have a 1 on it. And then, I mean, there are 2 possibilities basically, 1, 2, 5 and 1, 3, 4. The 9, there are 3 possibilities. 1, 2, 6, 1, 3, 5, and 2, 3, 4. Now something about how they would interact with this will tell me... Oh no, well hang on, this is either... Well, this is definitely 1, 2, 3. This is either 1, 2, 5, in which case 1 and 2 have to be in those cells, and they can't be because of the 1, 2, 4 there. Right, what I'm saying is, if this was made up of 1, 2, 5, and that was 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 in column 5 would have to be here and here. But this cannot be 1 or 2 because of that group. So this is not 1, 2, 5. This is 1, 3, 4. And now these two cells are 1 and 3 because those are shared digits between those groups. And this one cannot be 1 because of that arrow. So that's a 3 and that's a 1. That's a very neat start. That 1 is very helpful. That makes this group of cells a 2, 3, 4 on the 9 arrow. And this is not 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 by Sudoku. It is 6, 7, 8 or 9. But 7 and 9 won't work with this 2 to 1 ratio. So that is 6 or 8, making this 3 or 4, I think. So that seems fine. Okay. These digits are, they can't be 1, 3 or 5 or 2 or 4. So this is now a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple, and I can actually fill in 4 there and 2 there based again on these trios. Yeah, this is nice. So 7 is clearly one of those digits because it can't be up here anywhere. So these are from 5, 6, 8 and 9. And we've established the contents of each of these arrows, although... Oh, the knight's move. Don't forget the knight's move, Mark. Look, 2 is looking at that cell. So 2 on this arrow has to be here. Now, the knight's move. What else can it do? 3 is looking at that cell. 4 is looking at that cell. And 1 is looking at that cell. So we get to place 1 on the 6 arrow. I really did try hard to forget the knight's move there and ultimately failed. Hurrah. Now 5 must be in one of those two cells, and I suppose equally in one of those two. It can't be there or there because of the knight's move from the central cell. 7 has to be in one of those. 5 somewhere in that group. I don't really know how we are meant to move on a bit now. I mean, I do know that all of these cells have to be from 6, 7, 8 and 9. Oh, this one's interesting then. This can't be 6, and we've just narrowed 7 down to one of those positions. So that has to be 8 or 9. How do I know it can't be any of 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5? Because it sees all of those cells, either by Sudoku or by knight's move. I mean, the same is true here, but... And this can't be an 8. I'm going to fill in 6, 7, 9. It's going to come down to these arrows somehow in the bottom 2 rows, I think. So I don't exactly know how. Yeah, still need to think about this. 1, 2, so 2. 2 is in one of those cells because of that 2, 3 pair. It can't be here. It can't be there by the knight's move from there. So 2 is in one of those two. 4 is in one of those two. Same sort of thing. 4 is in that group. Oh, maybe there's one of these knight's move plays. Because of those positions for 4, that 4 must be in one of those two cells in box 2. It can't be in either of these in box 1, for instance, or there, because whichever one it's in will see both of those cells by either by knight's move or horizontal Sudoku. I don't know, does that help? 1 is in one of these cells. I haven't marked that. Oh, that might be more relevant than most things. 1 now can't be in either of these cells. It can't be in the circle for various obvious reasons. It's not there. Might be significant if we could rule one out of these arrow cells, but I don't know, that's not simple to do. Not really sure what's going on. 7 is in one of those two, and they both see this cell, so this can't be a 7. Is that any interest? Also, well, also that can't be a 7, but it wasn't likely to be. Okay, I've just had another thought about, yeah, this cell has got to be the same as that. Right, what? Oh, it can't be a 5. That's the first thing to say. But I am right. It has to be the same as that because this cell, let's make it yellow, it sees all of those cells by knight's move and so on. And it has to be a number between 6, 7, well, it's either 6 or 9. So it's got to be there. And that feels marginally interesting. I suppose it could still be here. It can't be there, though, because of the knight's move from that yellow cell. So maybe this becomes a colouring puzzle at this point. I had not expected this. But all of these cells will have the same sort of relationship. Now, it probably doesn't matter for the ones I know are low, but let's look at this. Let's make this purple. It can't be the same as yellow because it's a knight's move away from this cell. And then it has to be here in the central box, and then in one of these two positions in column 5. This is vaguely interesting. Yes, where's purple in box 4? It's not here because... Oh, hang on. What I hadn't done, although I can do it, is rule out that purple is a low number. It can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 because of where we've got them confined. Thank goodness. Yeah, that's right. It is a higher digit. So that was a necessary precursor, I'm doing this in the wrong order, to working out that it was the same as that. But which cell was I going on to next? Because I thought it was getting... No, I was going to say, where's purple in this box? Well, it's not here because that's a knight's move away from there. So it's in one of these cells. These cells are now a 1 and a purple, whatever purple is. And therefore, purple is now in one of these two cells, but it could be 7. It doesn't make this necessarily 5, 7, and that. I need to keep this going. So let's make this orange. That can't be here, here, or here, so it's here. Oh, can it be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? No, because they're all in different spots here. That's fine. Okay. So it's orange. It's in one of those two. Now, I don't know. Yeah, where is it in this box? It's in one of these two. Therefore, it's in one of these two. It can't be the same as yellow because of the central box, for instance. And then this one, which can't be 1, 2, or 4, or 3, or 5. Can't be 5, that's worth noting. This is another high digit. It also can't be 6 in this case. This is 7, 8, or 9. We'll make this blue. We'll make it bright blue for the contrast. And that must be here in the central box, so that's not a 6. That's bright blue. And then that is here or here. Right. I don't believe that can be here. Because then this would be 7, 8, or 9. And this would be purple. And there'd be nowhere for 1 to go. Yeah, that's solid. Okay. So this is not bright blue. Bright blue is definitely here. And shares a digit in this cell which can be 6, 7, or 9. Can't be 8 because of that. With one of these, which can't be 6. So it is now 7 or 9. Bright blue is 7 or 9. And we're getting these cut down a bit. Now, I didn't get particularly far with purple. Now, can I do the same sort of thing again? Like, I've got orange, yellow, purple and bright blue. Where are they doubling up that can't be allowed? Yes, bright blue is in one of these two. It can't be there by knight's move from there. Yes. Bright blue is in one of those two. But if it was... Oh no, it doesn't work that way up here. It wouldn't force 4 into a cell... Well, it wouldn't force 4 not to exist if bright blue was forcing orange. So maybe over here I can do something about 3. 3 is in one of these two cells. I hadn't noted that before, but it is true. And it's yellow. If yellow was there, yellow being 6 or 9, orange being 6 or 8 would be here, and there'd be nowhere for 3. So yellow is not there. I can do it in this box. That's definitely yellow. Yellow is now 8 or 9 in that cell and 6 or 9 in this cell, and the overlap says it's a 9. Isn't that clever? What a genius puzzle. Anyway, so on this sort of blacky grey dot, that makes that 3. That's 2. This blue has become 7, the bright blue, because it can't be 9 anymore. One of these is a 7 and the other is a 4. And neither of them is orange. So orange is here, is 6 or 8. This is not a 7 anymore. Purple is not a 7 or a 9, of course. Purple is also 6 or 8. And these cells are from 1, 6 or 8. That can't have a 9 in. Ah, this is weird, this puzzle. I love it. 6, 8, 2, 7, 1, 3, 4. This is a 5, 9 pair. And down here, this is a 5, 7 pair. Now, this is going to be as... Wow, now I've got where orange is somehow. I thought this was unhelpful in determining things. Okay, let me just think about this. I've lost some connection in the symmetry. We do need purple 6 or 8 in one of those cells. We also need yellow 9 to be in one of these two. So these are a pair of 2 and 9 and not purple, which is here and is 6 or 8. Solid. Okay. Now what? I was going to observe there's an 8 there and there's an 8 in that pair. So one of these 3 is an 8, but that's not maybe all that thrilling and helpful. I need to get into the corner boxes probably. Or am I doing more knight's move stuff with what I've done already? I don't know. I can't see any missed knight's moves, but that is the nature of knight's moves. If you're missing them, you can't see them. Ooh, 7 in this box is in one of these cells, which almost puts it onto the arrow or circle. Oh, 9 down here. 9 is in one of those two cells by Sudoku and knight's move. But by by arrow Sudoku, it can't be at the bottom there. So it's here. This is 9. That's likely going to do nothing. Again, that puts 9 in one of these places, but it can't be on the arrow because of the nature of 9. If you added something to it, you would not get a Sudoku number in the circle. So that gives us 2 and 9 there. Now, 2 can't be in any of those cells from that 2, and this one says it can't be there or there. I think we've placed 2 in this box, which again feels a strange conclusion. Then we get 2 in column 3. One of those is a 2. That is a 2 in row 7. It's the only place left. That makes this a 1. Oh, I wrote 3 in there when I was trying to write 2. That doesn't help. That's remaining 2s are an X-wing that I cannot resolve between those cells. Okay, that's annoying, but I still feel like we're making progress, so I'm not that unhappy actually. This can't be a 4 or a 3. Right, it can't be 9, 6, 8, 2, 7, 3 or 4. This is 1 or 5. Oh, what's on the arrow with the 2? This can only be... Has to be higher than 2. 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. It can't be 4 because that would need another 2 here. 3, 5, 6 or 7, needing 1, 3, 4 or 5 here. 7 is in one of those cells. Trying not to forget symmetry here. These are from 5, 6 and 8. These are from 3, 6 and 8, I suppose. I'm just looking at 3 in this box. It can't be in those cells based on that. Based on that pair, it can't be in these cells. So it's tucked away somewhere in the corner, not necessarily right in the corner. 7, 2, 6, 8, 9. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit stuck. 7 has to be in one of those 3 cells because it's not there or there, and we've got that 7. One of those 2 cells because of that. Right, that's going to at least fix this 5, 7 pair. We can do those now. That means 5 is not in the circle, which is beginning to narrow down. Now, are there any big digits to place? Yes, look, we need to get a 6 into this row. And that 6 sees that cell. This is very clever, isn't it? So 6 is on one of these 2. With either 1 or 3. Well, it can't be with 1 because that would put 7 here. It can't be with 2 because that's already in the box. So this is 6 and 3, putting 9 in the circle. And I feel like that's a big step for us. This can't be 3. That is 3. These are from 1, 4, 5, and one of them is definitely a 4. That's a 1, 4, 5 triple in the box. So this is a 3, 6, 7, whatever it is, trio, and that can't be a 7. 3, 6, 7, 2, 5, 9. These are from, neither of these can be 1 because of that. So they're a 4, 8 pair. They might be resolved somewhere, I don't know. But that makes that a 1 and that a 4. This can't be 4 and that can't be 4 from the same 4. So we get 4 in box 7. This can't be 6 now. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, they're the right combos. 9. This is 1 or 5 in this box. I thought there'd be a knight's move to fix that. 1, 5, 9, 7, 6 in this column. Everything else is 2, 3, 4 or 8. Well, 3 has to go here. And this can't be an 8 because of that pair. So it's 2 or 4. So the only place for 8 in the column is here. This really isn't working out quite the way I expect all the time, which is a mark of a good puzzle. 2 and 2 there makes that a 2. Remove that corner mark. Those aren't figured out. One of these 1, 5s, or they both see that cell, so that can't be 1 or 5, and therefore we've placed the 5 in this row. That feels weird. That wasn't how I was expecting to do that either. So this is orange, 6 or 8. So orange 6 or 8 in this box is in one of these 2 places. And in one of those 2 in box 2. And it's either that or one of these 2. I don't know. I mean, I expected that to propagate around the grid happily, but it didn't really do it. I'm still going to have to do more deductions. 1, 2, 9... Right, let's look at this row. We've got 1, 4, 5 and 7 to place. 7 can't be there or there or there by knight's move and stuff. So 7 is here. 7 gets a colour, doesn't it? Might as well give the 7s we know about colours. Not that colour. Oh, I don't know, I've lost my colours now. There we go. 4 is in one of those 2. And that's an X-wing with a 4 there. That means 4 has to be in row 3 in one of those. and they're not fixed by knight's move. So this is 1 or 5. These are from 1, 4, 5. Oh, I don't know what I just did there. There we go. That is 4 or 5 because it sees a 1. It hasn't quite popped loose. 3 can't be here anymore, so it's definitely in one of these 2 cells. And no, I was going to say it's definitely in one of those, but that's not necessarily true. Ah, hold up in this puzzle. This is odd that this has got such widely disparate possibilities. If that was 1 and 3, I don't know. I can't work out if I should know how that resolves. Okay, I think I'm going to have to do something nearer the top. So 9 is in one of these 2 cells. That's an X-wing that I don't need with 9 there. 6, 3, 2, 7, 9, 4. 1 is in one of those 2. How is nothing getting resolved? Oh, this is weird. I must be missing a big old knight's move that is just sitting here waiting for me to see it. Ah, it's annoying when you get that realization dawn on you. Well, or is it that? Or is there some other... Oh, look, 8 by... Yeah, it is a big old knight's move to purple. So purple becomes 6. So orange becomes 8. That's orange. I don't know if colouring this stuff is going to help at all. 8 is in one of those cells. That's what we learn. I didn't really do it. Does the 6 see any interesting knight's move territory? The 6 sees that one. The 8 sees that one. Oh, this is orange. This is 8. That's big. Now we've got a 1-6 pair here. This is a 3-8 pair in these cells. This is now a 5-6 pair. Does that mean anything new for me? Maybe not. Ah, the 1-6 pair sees this cell. That's great. That makes this a 4. That's a 5. This is now 1. I think that's going to help. The 5 is a knight's move away. The 4 is a Sudoku move away from another one. Oh, I forgot this. Once I got that 8, I could have just filled in this 4. That's the sort of thing. Now, the circles become a 7. So that's going to be quite a big deal, I think. 5, 1. This one can't be 7 anymore. Now, this is 3 or 6. And a knight's move tells me which. That is going to resolve these things. I can kind of begin to finish off my colouring, I think. That and that became purple, and that. How's purple doing? We've got one more purple still. One pair of purples still to go. Still some oranges left to resolve. Those 3-8, they're not done. That 5-6 isn't done. This 3-6. Right, this is a 1-8 pair. That's just Sudoku resolves that. That's 3 in the corner, proving its position. Trying to keep up with 2. Okay, I don't know what's going on with the colouring there. Let's get rid of the colouring there. We need an 8 in one of those 2 positions, and no 1. And a 5, presumably in one of these 2. How is this not finished? I mean, it must be. There has to be a secret knight's move. Again, 6 to the... No. 4 and 7, I don't think they're seen. So it's 4, 5, 8, 9. Right. No, there's a 5 and a 6 seeing those cells. Ah, how can there not be an obvious knight's move to fix everything now? If there isn't, then there must be an obvious Sudoku move to fix everything. And that's much more embarrassing to not be able to spot somehow. Oh, it is. There we go. There's a 7 there. Honestly. It's that easy, and I make such a hash of it. 6 and 5, 6 and another 3 in the corner. We get another party, proving its position. 8 there, and before I put the 9 in there, let's clear away all the colouring which has done its job, and this 9 finishes the puzzle. There we go. Looks good as far as I can tell. Does that not have a solution in? Well, 4-8 has worked, 3-9 has worked, the arrow totals have all worked. It must be right. Phew! That's a good puzzle. Nice one, Dr. Sudoku. You are certainly entitled to the title, as long as nobody else minds. Thank you for watching. That's a very interesting puzzle. I really enjoyed solving it, and I hope you did too. See you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.